episode 2 of the Basscast podcast. I am WebEv, aka Evan.
And I am Alex, aka Redx.
And we have to begin and apologize. Well, I say we. It's actually more me. I completely messed up the audio. We had recorded an entire episode, episode 2, and it was a really good episode, and I completely messed up the audio. I was apparently the recording software that we're using records everything that's happening on the computer, and I'm doing it on the computer I'm using, and I had something playing in the background that I didn't know about, and that was literally over the entire audio, and that was like a bulk of the audio that got recorded was what was playing in the background, and you could barely faintly hear our voices like way back deep in the background. So we've double checked, and I think we're ready to go for this episode. So again, podcasting, we're new. We'll get it. We'll get there. So some of the biggest news lately is it's more of album releases. And I think the first one, there's a few that have happened recently. And the biggest one that happened first was Rezz released an album called Certain Kind of Magic. This album, it's got 8 songs. And again, we talked about this last time. Do we know yet what the difference between an album, an LP, and an EP is yet?
I honestly, in my opinion, I think EP, is just a couple songs, where it's got 3 or 4, possibly 5. And I'm guessing that an LP, a limited playlist is longer than that. It's at least, 8, like this album here, it's at least 8 songs. But I mean, I would call it what the original artist calls it, and what Rezz calls this is an album. So I would, in my opinion, I would call this an album.
Oh, she actually calls this an album. She released it as an album.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I think
unless they specifically say the name of the EP or the name of the LP or whatever. I mean, I call this an album because that's what she calls it.
Okay. Well, so and again, this episode might be a little bit different than the first one because we're really only talking about one thing, and we're just talking about the album. Like, we kind of want to do a review of it. This, like we said, it's got 8 songs on it. The first 3, I believe, were released early. Witching Hour, Hex, and Flying Octopus. And if I recall correctly, I think Witching Hour was released first, and then Hex, which is a collab between Rezz and 1788L. I almost said 1788L. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Terrible.
We discussed this last episode, and you're already messing it up.
Yeah, I know. Terrible. So that is the second song, and then Flying Octopus is the third song on the CD, or on the album, and that was the one that she also had a music video of. Did you ever watch the music video?
I did not.
You didn't miss anything.
Okay, so I am more of just listen to the song than I am to go out of my way to watch a music video. I mean, back in the day when I listened to all kinds of music, I would here and there I would check out the music video just to see what I guess the artist depicts what their song should look like. And I mean, yes, that was very entertaining, but I guess in the EDM community, if you want to put a music video to your your song, it's just for instance, when I really heavily listened to Skrillex, he made some music videos from some of his songs off of Bangarang, and yeah, you could say that some of them were pretty weird, but I guess that's just how he depicts what his songs. I guess the meaning of the song. I'm not really technically sure if that's what he wanted to.
Well, I don't think you can just I don't think you can base a music video off of its weirdness, because I mean, honestly, most music videos are somewhat weird, and I think most music videos are meant to not make sense the first time you watch it. I think it's meant for you to watch a couple times to actually understand everything. But yeah, Skrillex actually did quite a few music videos with some of his earlier songs. He hasn't done much since, I don't think.
Yeah, not too much that I can think of, but
yeah. So, anyways, yeah, because I know you are like I know you like music videos, but you're saying you're not a huge fan of the EDM music videos. You like more just like pop music videos.
yeah, I guess like more more pop music videos, yeah, of that genre, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to get too off track here, but recently we went on a cruise, and I do recall one afternoon you watching like 2 hours worth of just music videos that just happened to be on the TV there.
Yeah, just because like seeing some of those music videos, like we're talking about like Taylor Swift, some Paramore. Oh my goodness, like some of those songs, like they were just like 3-5 years ago. Like they kind of took me back to like when I like listened to like that kind of music. But now like I kind of strictly just listen to EDM now. But I don't know, it just kind of took me back to like my old days. I know that just like 5 years ago, it seems kind of funny to think of that like as an olden days, but I don't know.
I hate to say it, but it sounds like a Disney Channel phase.
Oh my goodness, please.
So, anyways, like we said, third song on the album is called "Flying Octopus." She came out with a music video. It's completely animated. We like I said we had talked about this in a previously recorded episode, and it turns out I completely messed up the audio. So I kind of already know your thoughts on some of these. I know you did like Flying Octopus. I actually did not like it that much. It's my least favorite. The music video is, like I said, it's all animated. It's like undersea creatures building a submarine, I think. It's like an octopus and something else. They're like teaming together and building something, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
But yeah, it's that's the third song of the album. Do we want to talk favorites first? I don't know how we want to do this. Like when we review out, because we're probably going to start doing this.
I mean, I think it's kind of obvious which one is our favorite. I mean, I think I know which one is my favorite from this album.
What is it? Hex?
I think it would have to be Hex.
I don't think Hex is my favorite.
Okay.
I think I like number 7, The Crazy Ones, which is her collab with 13. I've heard a couple of 13 songs. It's very dark sounding, but she's collabed with 13, and I like it. I like the tone. It's a very dark tone, very bassy and very wobbly, but I like that a lot. I like that one. You're saying Hex is your favorite?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, just because I don't know. Maybe it's because he's so or 178L is coming out, and he's doing some collabs with some bigger names, and it's just interesting to hear. I mean, not saying that 13 is like we should just ignore him, or her, because I don't know. Yeah,
I think it's a him. I don't know.
Okay.
Is it bad? Is it bad if we don't know like artists' genders?
I don't know.
Well, we get a pass on 178L because he's literally, there I go again. Because 1788L is unknown technically at the moment.
I mean, yeah.
He's an unknown artist.
Anyway, but the reason why I say Hex is my favorite is just because I guess recently I've just been into 178L, and but I mean all these other songs like I would say the first going from Witching Hour to Hex to Flying Octopus, and then also listening to Life and Death, Spider on the Moon, Teleportal, and the Crazy Ones. Now coming down to the last one, Toxin, which she collabed with, I think it's called Fitch. It didn't really catch my eye.
You didn't like Toxin?
Yeah, it kind of sounded just like she was trying to be in a band or something like that. It sounded too band like to me. I don't know. That's just my opinion though.
So this album has 5 Rezz collabs with 5 other artists on this one. We've got 178L, we've got 13, we've got Fitch, Kotek, and Death Pact. I've only heard of 178L and 13. Have you heard of any of these others?
I want to say I have heard of Kotek. I'm not entirely too sure. But yes, most definitely 178L. I think I have heard of 13 before this. Again, I'm not entirely too sure. But yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of Fitch or Death Pact before.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I assume Fitch is a band.
I don't know.
That's what I would guess. Kotek does sound familiar. I think I've heard of a Konec, like Konec. Maybe that's who you're thinking of?
Konec or Conic or
Konec? I don't know. But definitely heard of 13. I like 13. And then obviously 178L is good. Life and Death. I did listen to this one a little bit more than the others. I found myself listening to Life and Death and the Crazy Ones a little bit more than the others. Meaning the others that were released when the album was released. The first two, I mean, obviously we listened to them more because they've been out longer. The first one was Witching Hour. Thoughts on that one?
I thought it was good. Again, I think the first 7 tracks of this album is good except for the last one. I mean, my opinions on all of them are pretty much the same. They sound really Rezz-like, and some of these collabs that she did, they sound really good. I think obviously I think Hex is the better one out of the other 6 that I do like, but yeah, I think the first 7 tracks are really, really good.
Something that we talked about in our Lost episode, the Hex song in my opinion, it's extremely obvious that Rezz did the build-ups and then 178L did the drops.
Yes,
and
I agree with that.
If that's what they were going for, great. But we were talking about this last time. Wouldn't it be cool whenever we get these really juicy sounding collabs? Like do we want them to work on, like, if it's two DJs or 2 artists, do we want one artist to work on the build up and then one artist to work on the drop? Because and we mentioned that Say My Name and SLANDER song.
Mm-hmm.
Say My Name has an extremely a very distinct sound for his drops, and it is very obvious that what is that song called? Can you think of it off the top of your head? It's the SLANDER Say My Name. I think they released it either early this year or late last year.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, they've only done one collab, so I mean, if you've never heard of it, you can totally go search it on SoundCloud or Spotify or wherever.
Yeah, we'll let you people do the work.
But I mean, if you've ever heard of any kind of Say My Name song, it's very, very, like, you can really tell that in that specific collab that Say My Name definitely did the drop, and then SLANDER just kind of put in the lyrics and the build up. Anyway, it just seems very obvious, and I think not to hate on SLANDER, but they've been doing a lot of collabs lately, and like they've done one with Wave Dash, and the drop for that song, it sounds very, very like it's a Wave Dash drop, and SLANDER kind of put in the lyrics and the build up, and I mean, I honestly, I don't mind it being like that, but I think what you're trying to say is where they kind of collab on like everything, where they both work on the verses or the lyrics or the build up, and they both work on the drop. Yeah, it's really cool to hear that. But I guess just any kind of like whether they do that or whether one person does the build up and another person or group does the drop or whatever. I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter. It's just really cool to hear a collab. But uh,
Well, but my question is, do we as fans do we want to hear? Okay, take the Rezz and 178L song, the Hex.
okay.
Do we want to hear a Rezz build up and then a 178L drop, or do we want to hear both of them work on it on a build up and then both of them work on a drop? Isn't that what a collab should be? Shouldn't a collab be both artists working on the entire song rather than, you know, here you take the first fourth, I'll take the second fourth, you take the third fourth, I'll take the fourth of the song.
Right.
And I'm just saying, like my point is, by the way, I'm gonna keep, well, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say like it. I think it's just an opinionated kind of thing. I mean, you think that if you're going to collab with another artist or group, that that the both of like all the parties that are working on the song, that they should work on every single part of the song, not like okay, be like a group project. Okay, you take this part, I'll take this part, and then we'll come together and see what we come up with. I think it's all opinionated. I mean, I don't mind that they kind of like do it like a group project where they take different parts and just make their own. I mean, it's like kind of cool just to hear a collab in general, whether it's like that or whether it's not.
No, I 100% agree. I mean, it's cool to hear. I think it's almost like we get excited when we hear that two artists have collab, and I think sometimes we overhype it,
Right.
and sometimes it doesn't meet expectation. I think in this case, Rezz and 178L, I think their song is good. I think
Yeah.
they met expectation, but I'm just saying it has happened in the past when two big time artists have gotten together, and it's like, well, this wasn't as great. This wasn't as amazing as I thought it was going to be.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, that's kind of a I don't know. I don't know if that's really a rant, but I mean it's just something that we've noticed as far as like when collabing goes. Maybe fans like that. Maybe they like I don't know if I can say Rezz or 178L is more known for their build-ups or their drops. I think they got it right. I think 178L is probably more known for his drops, but still like put your minds together and like create something like create the whole song together rather than you do the build-ups, I'll do the drops.
Right.
That's just what I'm thinking. But again, maybe some fans like that. Um, we talked about Flying Octopus. I also like Spider on the Moon. Do you remember how that one goes?
I think so.
I like that one. I'd say overall it's a good album. I think most for the most part it's very Rezzy. So she'll be able to throw in all these songs into her sets. By the way, the Rezz fan base is actually really funny. Like if you don't follow her on Twitter, you follow her on Twitter, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, like her fan base is really funny, and it's almost I feel like her fan base is similar to the Bass Nectar fan base, because like they're constantly putting in, like actually they make a lot of jokes too. It's actually really funny.
Hmm.
Like there's lots of I think there's even a Twitter account that just like draws Rezz, like not really good pictures of Rezz, but it's just like really quick drawings of her, like in her different poses when she's on stage, and like of course she's always got the squiggly eyes or the spiral eyes, and I don't know, it's cute. I like her family, and I think she respects them a lot.
Oh yeah,
Um,
most definitely.
I feel like she interacts with her fan base a lot online, and obviously that's a really cool thing. She I know we kind of talked about this last time. Did she has the glasses, and like are they just normal glasses? Like they just have are they little LED screens? Do we know?
Okay. I don't think it's LED screens. I think it might be LED lights because I have seen. I know that she has posted at least on Twitter or Instagram. You know that she's gotten like a box of like I think 7 or 8 of her glasses. I know there's obviously they're specially made, but uh, I'm pretty sure it's just I don't know how that all that is made, or how her glasses work whenever she wears them on stage. I just think it's a really cool effect. It's kind of like Deadmau5's helmet, or Marshmallow's helmet. How like it kind of just goes along with the music. It's just something different and very unique.
No, I agree. I think it's very cool. I think it's very unique. I didn't know she had like different pairs. I think I just assumed that it was just one pair every time. But um, how
I guess sometimes it can break. I don't know. Whenever she's traveling,
is
you never
it
know.
like? I mean, it's not a helmet, right? Like she wears her hat.
Right.
Do you think it's literally just glasses that have little LED lights on it?
That's what I think. I think it's glasses. Somehow they're hooked up to something. I mean, obviously they really concealed the wires. I don't
That's
know
what.
how.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what if it's hooked up. If it's a wireless connection, maybe it'd be cool if it's a wireless connection. But I mean, there have been pictures, where she's had sets in the daytime, like during the day, to where you can kind of clearly see like they are like LED lights or whatever. Um, just I don't know how the glasses are fully made, but yeah, again, I don't know if they're wired or wireless. If they plug it into some sort of controller that responds to the music that she's playing or whatever. But I just think it's a cool touch to her atmosphere, to
No.
her music.
Yeah. It's definitely a cool touch. It's very unique. Um, I know that like I've seen videos on Dead Mouse's mouse head that like has visuals on it, and his normal mouse heads I'm pretty sure is just a helmet that he can put on, but the ones that have like LED screens in them, I'm pretty sure he's got like cords and stuff that have to hook up to a computer behind him. So he's probably not as maneuverable, or he's not able to maneuver around a lot when he's got that head on. And I want to say that he wears the regular helmets more than the LED helmet, but I mean I'm not sure.
I think in recent because I don't watch his live shows as much as I do some other artists. Um, but I'm pretty sure. But he has like ever since I don't know how often though. But like I mean, he'll just take his helmet off in the middle of his set just because he wants to,
Yeah,
because it's Dead Mouse. I mean, he'll do anything.
yeah, I've noticed that too. I mean, I think Dead Mouse has like stopped caring.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too.
But anyways, any other comments on certain kind of magic?
No, but I mean, I thought it was a great album. Again, not a really big fan of the last song, Toxin, but all the other ones, uh, I mean, obviously, I really like the Rezz sound, and the first 7 songs really do capture that, and then the collabs were really, really good.
It's hard to describe Rez because she doesn't. It's not dubstep. I don't know. Like has she like defined um like a genre, or is she just making a new genre? It's slower than dub. It's too slow to be dubstep, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's tried to describe it in some posts that I've seen, but I don't think there's like a full distinct type that she has called it. I guess it's some dark, deep kind of stuff. I don't know how you would describe her sound.
Dark bass, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
I
something
mean,
like that.
yeah, I think she. But it's worth mentioning. Like if you had to create a genre that she's in, whatever genre that is, that's the same genre that 13 is in, and it's the same
Right,
genre that a guy named Shadient is in.
right.
And I want to say that Rez is either on tour or about to start a tour or has some show
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
up.
She's
Red Rocks.
about
It's a
to.
Red Rocks,
Is it? Yes, that's right.
but she's
She.
calling it like Rez Rocks or something like that. And
Yeah, yeah.
Shadient, that guy I was talking about, Shadient, he's playing with her as well. Um, and like I said, they're pretty similar. Um, but yeah, like I definitely like the dark bass genre. Um, it's hard to explain though. I think like if you look at a traditional dubstep at 140 beats per minute, what Rezz is doing is it's slower. Like it's definitely slower, but it's still bassy and wobbly. I don't think it's fast enough to be considered dubstep. And it definitely sounds different.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like that though.
So I guess what we can say is, if we don't know how to describe it, we can just say it's a put artist name here sound. So like if we hear something that sounds similar to Rezz, we can describe it as, oh, that sounds like a Rezz song.
Yeah, she's basically she's basically becoming the leader. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm the older brother here, so I have the power to cut Alex off, just so that the viewers know. But yeah, Rezz is like basically the leader of this genre. Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay, well, I mean, it's like, for instance, since we were talking about the SLANDER Say My Name, I mean, if you hear a song that sounds like a Say My Name song, I mean, you kind of describe it as, oh, this sounds like a Say My Name song, or, you know, like what's another, like an Millennium song, for instance.
Yeah, but you look at Say My Name and it's obviously trap. You look at Millennium and it's obviously usually future bass.
Right.
Rezz, you listen to Rezz and it's like, what is this?
Yeah. If you want to put it in a specific kind of genre, that's like slower than, just like what sounds a little bit slower than dubstep, and then I wouldn't know what to categorize it as.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
just
dark.
saying Rezz's sound.
Yeah, I think dark bass is just about the best description. But
what about hypnotic bass?
That's the dumbest idea I ever heard in my life.
Oh, well,
Not really. It was good. Hypnotic bass.
I tried. I mean, I just thought it would be fitting. I know it might sound dumb, but I don't know.
Hypnotic bass. Why hypnotic?
Well, I thought it was obvious, but I guess
you just thought it sounded cool.
Rezz, yeah. Well, I mean, just her, I guess, ambiance is kind of hypnosis and hypnotizing you into her sound or whatever.
I take back what I said earlier. That's actually a really good genre name. I like that. Hypnotic bass. Hypno bass.
Hypno bass. There we go.
I mean, her eyes basically tempt us, right?
Yeah,
not tempt us.
I mean, yeah. Hypno bass.
Hypnotize. Yeah, they basically hypnotize us.
Yeah, it really does.
Okay. Anything else on Rezz or on the new album?
No. That's all my thoughts.
But yeah, that's certain kind of magic, and I think we like it. There might be one or two songs that we're not huge fans of, but 6 or 7 out of 8 ain't bad at all. And obviously I'm pretty sure you can start expecting to hear these songs at her live shows, which we have seen her live. We saw her live in the middle of the day, which I don't think I liked that. Like Rezz has trippy visuals, and we saw her at EDC Orlando. I still feel like she should have been playing at night.
Okay, so this is my thought on that. Now, this is speculation. This is just my thought. Since she did play on main stage, maybe that's why they moved her towards the middle of the day. Now, I'm saying if she played, for instance, at Circuit Grounds, maybe she might have pulled a nighttime set.
Well,
that's just my thought, though.
Right. I think she did play at Circuit Grounds at EDC Vegas this year, didn't she? Or did she play at the main stage? I forgot.
Maybe she did play at Circuit Grounds. I can't remember.
Maybe that was 2017 that she played the main stage at EDC Vegas. I don't know. So there's a point where I feel like I'm just YouTubing, like I'm just on YouTube and I'm looking at sets, and I don't remember what year is which. But I know I've seen a video where she's playing EDC Vegas, and I want to say it's at Circuit Grounds, but that could have been 2 years ago. But either way, yeah, when the EDC Orlando lineup came out last year, and we were both looking at it, we saw Rezz, we saw that Rezz was playing. We got super hyped, and then the schedule came out a few days before we actually went, and it said that she was playing at, I believe it was 5 o'clock. And
yes, it was sometime in the middle, like the middle of the afternoon or something like that. I know that.
Right. Like we got there at like 3. We went right to that stage, and Party Favor was playing, and then Rezz was next, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it went Party Favor, then went Rezz.
Yeah, I feel like you have to experience Rezz at night, because like she only had one screen and some flashy lights, and
yeah. Well, and the thing is, for main stage, well, at least for the daytime sets, they only just use like the screen that's like in the front. They don't use like the backdrops or.
Yeah, why do they do that? Why do they not?
I don't really understand that.
Why don't they utilize the entire stage throughout the entire day?
My guess is that they don't want to. They don't want to go super crazy until the headliners. That's just my thought, but. And yeah, it's really dumb but I mean, I thought her show. Well, yeah, I thought her show was really good, but yes, I think it absolutely will be way better to see her show, like her live show, during the night, because from what I've seen from like live streams from EDC Las Vegas, her live show at night looks insane.
Yeah, it looks awesome. And I know the last episode we were talking about how, like when an artist has a stage show where they set up all the visuals and basically everything is centered around their music, that show has the potential to be better than a show at a giant festival stage. Kind of like how we were talking about the Paradox last time. And I mean, Rezz is unique, and like her what's the word?
Stage.
Like her stage show is unique. Her music is unique. Like the fans, like she's got a great fan base.
Oh yeah,
I mean, she has potential to be I'm gonna say something here. She could be like the next Bass Nectar, in a way.
I mean, it very well much looks like that she is. I don't know if I would necessarily say the female Bass Nectar, but yes, I can totally see what you're saying. Like she is the potential of being the next Bass Nectar. Like with all these with her fan base, what her fan base is doing via social media, it's just just like all the different kinds of Cult of Rezz stuff. It's just so funny to see and cool to see.
No, I agree. Yeah, the Cult of Rezz, that's what it is. It's a cool group. I like it. But comparing her to Bass Nectar, we've noticed whenever you go to a festival, you pretty much can't go 5-10 minutes without seeing somebody with a Bass Nectar shirt, and I feel like it's going to start becoming that way with Rezz. I think it's one of the best comparisons you can make.
Yeah, she really has made a name for herself in just the past year and a half that I've noticed, or that I've started listening to her music. Because I'm pretty sure it was about a year and a half ago is when I started, seeing stuff about Rezz, and started listening to her music, and for me it just took off. I don't know when you started listening to Rezz, but I really liked it the first time I heard it.
Did you show me Rezz, or did I show you Rezz?
I think I remember the first time I saw Rezz. I think I saw Rezz from one of Mr. Clean's videos.
Mr. Clean, shout out Mr. Clean.
Yes. I think
she played, I believe it was Ultra Miami, at the base stage there. And I think that's the first time that I saw her, or remember seeing or hearing of her. And then I started listening to her on SoundCloud, and it really took off for me.
Yeah, she's
So
good.
But I don't remember if I talked to you about Rezz or not.
Actually, you know what? I remember you showed me Rezz because you showed me Edge.
Oh yes.
Because
Okay.
you discovered Edge and Purple Gusher, and then you showed me those.
Yes.
I remember
Okay,
this. You
so
showed me in the car.
I have to say that my all-time favorite Rezz song so far is Edge.
It's still Edge.
Edge is so good.
Edge is so simple.
Yes. I love it.
Simple is good?
The opening sounds great. The drop is just it's really, really, really good. I really like it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Edge was the first one that you showed me. I'm pretty sure you showed me in the car because I was like, well, I like that. Because I think you showed me Edge and Purple Gusher.
Yeah,
those are both really good songs.
And then I know that I'm not sure if she still does. I think she did open her sets with a song called "Relax." That's another good song.
Yeah, "Relax" is good. That has a cool music video with it also. I know that you
Yes.
I know that you don't like your EDM music videos, but
I actually did watch that music video and I liked it. It's really cool.
it is cool. I like that one. I feel like she could do lots of music videos and get tons of hits online. And of course she did with Flying Octopus, so maybe she's gonna start getting into that. Why do we not get a lot of EDM music videos? Not that I want it, but it seems like there's way less EDM music videos than pop music videos. Is there a reason for that?
I honestly I don't know. Maybe it's more time consuming to also have to put a music video with the music than if you want to just put out an album or put out an EP and then just tour a few places around the U.S. or do like a Middle East tour or an Australian tour or whatever.
Right. I wonder. Well, I guess that will probably do it for us for this episode. We kind of want to make it somewhat of a usual occurrence to do album reviews. And again, like we could do a podcast every time anybody releases something, but like if we did that, we would have to be on here every day. And it's not that we don't like doing it; it's just extremely hard with our schedules to get on and do this. So I'm thinking if we do like a music review or like a release review, it's probably going to be for more of the bigger stuff like this. And Excision just came out with Apex, and you said Barely Alive's got a new album.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to review Getter's. By the way, I say Getter. Alex says Getter. I don't know how it's actually pronounced, but Getter sounds better, I think. Is that correct?
Well, do you pronounce E or E?
Getter. Get her done.
I'm pretty sure people have said Getter.
Alright, so Getter has a album coming out called Visceral, and he's released I was texting you about that the other day. He released a little album preview, and that music sounds awesome. Like, I cannot wait for that. That album's going to be awesome. And a lot of people are super hyped for that. That'll be at the end of September.
Base Nectar Reflective Part 3 is coming out at the end of this month.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Well, then we'll have to do something for that. We'll have to do something for that. Anything else? Any other news? I haven't really been looking at the news much.
I know Zomboy is releasing a single coming out the 22nd of this month. Part of Firepower Records, I think they've released some off Firepower before, but Extra Terra, I think that's what they're calling. Hold on,
It's Extra Terror, right? Isn't it Extra Terror?
I think so.
Extra Terra.
Extra Terra just released a new EP, which I listened to today, and granted, all their songs are dubstep, but those are really good songs. They have really good hard drops.
This Alien Intelligence?
Yes, Alien Intelligence is the name of the EP.
Well, maybe we need to organize this better and like talk about 2 releases every episode or something. I don't know. We gotta figure this out. We're new at this. Like we're new to podcasting, so we gotta figure this out. Like there's no other shows to go by as far as what I've seen. There's no other like EDM podcasting shows that we can kind of like base this one off of and compare it to. So I think that the first couple of episodes we're gonna have to kind of figure out, like, get in a groove of figuring out what we're doing. But I don't know. I don't know how we can split this up between like reviews and news and all that stuff.
Right.
So, but yeah, like definitely, we'll be keeping our eye out for stuff that as it releases, and yeah, we'll try to give our input on everything comes out. Like obviously, like the big things are like the bigger names. If they come out with stuff, it's going to be way easier for us to know and hear about it, and we're probably going to be more apt to review stuff like that. And like again, it would be almost impossible for us to review every single EP and single that comes out. So like I said, I don't know how we want to like streamline the process and only review certain things, because like, we want to listen to everything, but as far as reviewing everything it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
So we've got to like figure out a way to filter out what we do want to talk about, what we don't. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Anything else, Alex?
No, that's it.
All right. Everyone have a good day.
See y'all.
Life. Death. Life. Death. Death. Life. Life.